Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to talk about the recently announced Cable figure that was announced alongside 5 or 6 other figures due to the Comic-Con convention going on currently. So Cable was the only Fox figure that we got, and I mean that doesn't surprise me because we can get very few of them. But the fact that this figure has been announced is very surprising to me. Because obviously Deadpool 2 is quite an old film now. Well, not very old, but in relation to figure releases, it's old. But nonetheless, I'm extremely happy that we've actually got this figure after such a long wait. Because the cosplay view was announced the other day, and everyone was going mad over the fact that that was shown and not this. But now we have this, which, in my opinion, looks very nice. The special edition version comes with this psionic shield, and I think you should try and pick this up if you can. It adds a lot of character to the figure to me personally, and this is, if I were going to get this figure, I would display it with this. The only problem obviously being that it covers up a lot of the details, especially the metal arm. This arm looks great. It's very detailed, and you can't even see the joint at all. But the joints are a big problem on this figure overall for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, because they're only single jointed, as you can see here. So that means you're not going to be able to get any really nice poses. This is obviously the maximum bend that you have, but all this detail is really nice. If you don't have a Cable figure, this is definitely one to pick up, because you're not going to get another one. Obviously they're the third party ones, and if you have a third party one, I don't know if this is enough of an upgrade to warrant selling those and getting one of these instead. If you're obviously a Hot Toys purist, then I'd recommend this. But for me personally, I'm not actually going to pick this up because I never really got into the Deadpool line, even though there are only like 2 figures in the line anyway. But yeah, I think this head sculpt is very nice. You've got quite a few accessories that can clip onto him, various different places. The bear, for example. The head sculpt is, as I said, it's very nice. I see Josh Brolin in that all day long. I know a lot of people have sort of moaned that it's not perfect. But to me it is. I don't see anyone else in that sculpt. There's another one of the shield. As I say, this is a nice accessory. It looks like this cape is wired, so that will be quite nice. The display base is nothing too special, but what are you going to do? Yeah, just a nice looking figure. I assume the eye is either luminous, reflective, or straight light up. This bear looks almost like a throw-in to me. Obviously it was a big part in the film, but the details aren't there. And even in some of these sort of outer bits, I think could have been done a little bit sharper. But if you want to display him like this, then that does look great. Some nice poses. If I were getting this figure, I would definitely have him in this pose or one with the shield, because I feel like that's obviously this figure can do these kind of poses, and to actually, obviously not every figure can get these poses, so to be able to do it on a figure is you should take advantage of it when you can. Now this is a nice shot as well with Deadpool. This figure is going to cause this Deadpool to go up in value, obviously now that he has a companion piece. So if you don't have a Deadpool and you really want this Cable, obviously you're going to want the Deadpool to go alongside it. I personally don't have the Deadpool, so this Cable is not one that I am going to get, but I'd pick up a Deadpool while you can still get him for relatively cheap prices. He never shot up in value, unlike the first one, so yeah, you can still pick him up now, but I'd recommend picking him up now before this Cable comes out, or even within the next kind of few months, when he's probably going to go up in price a bit more. Again, some nice shots, but showing the restrictions of the arms. If you this quite a nice pose if you want to display them together. Yeah, as I say, it's a nice figure, quite basic, obviously, because it doesn't come with a hell of a lot all the time travel stuff and that. So this is all of his accessories, a few guns here and there, a few hands. These bases, they've gone down this route since Endgame of doing the logos on these hexagonal bases, which I'm not a big fan of. Oh, so you don't actually get the rubble. I thought you got the rubble, or some of the rubble in these shots, but you don't actually get any of that rubble, so you're just getting this standard display base. With the special edition version obviously having this shield. So if you don't have a cable, I highly recommend picking this up, and if you have sort of any interest in the Deadpool line, I definitely recommend picking this up, because if this sells well, then hopefully Hot Toys will release more Fox figures, and we all want them to release Fox figures, especially some classic Wolverine figures, and whoever else they might decide to do. They recently showed off the Cos Babies, which I thought were obviously I don't particularly like Cos Babies, but the fact that they're willing to do Cos Babies of the older X-Men stuff is good. If those sell well, hopefully they'll transfer them over to 1/6 scale. So I definitely recommend picking this figure up if you have an interest in it, or if you even just want to support the Fox line, because if it does sell well, then hopefully they'll transfer over to some other figures. But that's pretty much it for this. If you enjoyed, then please leave a like, and I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.